The conversation around Meghan Markle's brand has reached a boiling point, and now one of America's most outspoken media figures is weighing in with what she calls an unfiltered reality check. Megyn Kelly has ignited fresh debate by laying out what she describes as the core reasons Meghan's carefully crafted public image and commercial ambitions have struggled to gain lasting traction. In a media landscape that rewards authenticity and consistency, Kelly argues that Meghan's brand faltered not because of bad luck or unfair treatment, but because of a series of strategic missteps that the public eventually noticed and rejected. If you found this report insightful, take a moment to reflect on how celebrity culture shapes health trends and why responsible conversation matters. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell for more in-depth coverage that goes beyond the headlines and keeps you informed as these stories continue to unfold. Share this video, leave your thoughts in the comments section. According to Megyn Kelly, the first and most damaging problem was a fundamental mismatch between image and behavior. Megyn presented herself as a champion of humility, service, and compassion, yet her public actions often appeared to contradict that message. Kelly argues that audiences today are highly sensitive to perceived hypocrisy, especially when it comes from public figures who preach values they do not consistently live by. Over time, that disconnect eroded trust, which is the backbone of any successful personal brand. Kelly also points to what she describes as an over-reliance on victimhood as a branding strategy. While sharing personal struggles can humanize a public figure, Kelly argues that Megyn leaned too heavily on narratives of grievance. Instead of empowering her audience, the stories began to feel repetitive and self-centered to critics. Kelly suggests that the public eventually grew fatigued, interpreting the messaging as deflection rather than accountability or growth. Another issue Kelly highlights is inconsistency. Meghan's brand, according to Kelly, never settled on a clear identity. Was it royal elegance, Hollywood celebrity, political activism, or lifestyle entrepreneurship? Kelly argues that the constant shifting left audiences confused. Successful brands, she says, are built on clarity and repetition. Meghan's frequent reinventions, while intended to broaden appeal, may have diluted her message instead. Kelly also criticizes what she calls the monetization of personal grievances. From interviews to media deals, Meghan's most high-profile projects often centered on personal disputes and conflicts. Kelly argues that while controversy can generate short-term attention, it rarely builds long-term goodwill. Brands that survive over time usually offer solutions, inspiration, or entertainment, not just complaints. In Kelly's view, Meghan's content failed to evolve beyond rehashing past conflicts. A major point of Kelly's critique involves credibility. Megyn positioned herself as an authority on issues like media ethics, mental health, and social justice. Kelly does not dispute the importance of these topics but questions whether Megyn had earned the moral authority she claimed. According to Kelly, audiences tend to reject lectures from figures they perceive as insulated by privilege. This perception gap, she argues, weakened Meghan's influence. Kelly also addresses Meghan's strained relationship with the media. While Megyn has repeatedly criticized press coverage, Kelly argues that she simultaneously depended on media exposure to sustain relevance. This push-and-pull dynamic, Kelly says, created confusion and resentment. Audiences noticed the contradiction of condemning the media while actively engaging with it when convenient. Another factor Kelly raises is the handling of partnerships and commercial ventures. Meghan's brand collaborations were often announced with great fanfare but produced limited tangible results. Kelly suggests that overpromising and underdelivering damaged credibility with both audiences and potential partners. In a crowded marketplace, reliability matters as much as visibility. Kelly further argues that Megyn misjudged the public's appetite for celebrity activism. While activism can enhance a brand when rooted in lived experience and consistent action, Kelly claims Meghan's approach felt performative to many observers. Without sustained, measurable impact, the messaging failed to resonate beyond a loyal but limited fan base. The question of relatability also looms large in Kelly's analysis. Megyn frequently spoke about empowerment and resilience, yet her lifestyle remained far removed from that of the average person. Kelly argues that this disconnect made it difficult for audiences to see themselves in Meghan's story. Aspirational branding works best when it feels attainable, not detached. Finally, Kelly points to what she calls a failure to listen. Rather than adapting to feedback, Megyn often doubled down on contested narratives. Kelly argues that successful brands evolve by acknowledging mistakes and recalibrating. By framing criticism as hostility rather than insight, Megyn, in Kelly's view, missed opportunities to rebuild trust. Taken together, Megyn Kelly's assessment paints a picture of a brand undermined by contradiction, inconsistency, and overexposure. Supporters of Megyn argue that she has been unfairly targeted and that cultural biases played a role in her reception. Critics counter that public figures invite scrutiny when they seek influence and profit. What remains clear is that the conversation around Meghan Markle's brand is about more than one person. It reflects a broader shift in how audiences judge authenticity, accountability, and leadership in the digital age. As media consumers become more discerning, the margin for error grows smaller. Personal brands are no longer built solely on visibility but on coherence and credibility over time. Megyn Kelly's critique may be controversial, but it taps into a wider public conversation about trust and transparency. Whether one agrees with Kelly or not, her commentary underscores a reality of modern fame. Narratives can be powerful, but they must align with actions to endure. The future of Meghan Markle's brand remains uncertain. Reinvention is still possible, but it would require a recalibration that addresses the concerns raised by critics while staying true to core values. For now, Megyn Kelly's remarks have added fuel to an already intense debate, ensuring that discussions about celebrity branding, accountability, and authenticity continue to dominate headlines. If you want to stay informed as this story evolves and hear more in-depth analysis on the media narratives shaping today's most talked about figures, make sure to subscribe, like this video, and share your thoughts in the comments. Your perspective helps keep the conversation balanced, informed, and alive.